Me moaning inside. I was born on the 25th of January 1921, a long time ago, in Dresden, in Germany. My mother was Jewish originally, but baptized before I was born, because her parents-in-law were very keen on that. They were pious Lutherans. My father did become a professional artist. He painted all his life. Gert Kaden was his name. But after he left my mother, he changed his name from K-A-D-E-N to C-A-D-E-N. He was very attracted by the Cubists, by the constructivists. Really all I learned, both in the way of living and in art, I think I learned from my mother. She was a tremendous influence on me, yes. I started drawing when I was a little boy, and my mother encouraged me very much. We had a very good art teacher. I was, again, very fortunate. He'd asked us to paint a landscape, and it was autumn, you know, and I painted sort of golden fields. And when my mother came to the open day, and he asked my mother, has he ever seen pictures by Cézanne? And she said, no. My mother said, purposely, I've never taken him to exhibitions yet because I didn't want him to be influenced. I love the Impressionists. And I mean, if you want to name, I suppose my paintings are post-Impressionists, I don't know. I mean, deeply influenced by Sisley, who was an Englishman. And we had a Sisley. My grandparents bought, I mean, in those days they were quite cheap. I left Germany before my final exam, the Abitur, but I just had a sort of certificate, or leaving certificate. And at the School of Architecture in Bristol, I was accepted on that and on my drawings. I was quite naughty at the School of Architecture. I stood in the library or stood somewhere where there were nobody else was and did drawings from or watercolors from the window instead of doing what I was supposed to do. And I prayed about it a lot. And I decided I've got to leave. This is not for me. It was a lovely idea, you see. What we had thought was that if I did architecture as a job to earn some money, I could still paint in my free time, you see. But it was a kind of a dream. And my mother, she very wisely told me never to paint professionally. You know, never do it as a job. It would have ruined me, because the worry of money, I mean, painters are usually very poor. Oh, it's not terribly good, actually. Well, I did it in my room in the mirror. The beard is white already. I was always interested in those who were despised by others. Always. All my life. Even when I was a boy. When we came to England first, that's how tramps were. Several coats on, a bag, a big stick, dirty, beard, long hair. One day I went out in the morning in Cambridge in 1938. We just moved in And I saw a man like that, very much like that. And I said hello to him, and I said, "Have you had something to eat this morning?" And he said, "No." And I brought him home, and I gave him some breakfast. And my aunt was rather shocked. He gave me this rather large block. It's rather bigger than usual. Mostly I stand, and I have a paint box. I still have the same paint box which my grandfather's sister gave me on my 13th birthday. I still have the same box, and it has two little rings at the bottom which you can fold around, and you put your thumbs through, and you hold the paint box, and a little dish with water which you can fix on the paint box. And I have the brush in the other hand, and I stand. And I always have a bottle of water with me, plastic bottle now. And and I stand. And I've done, nearly all my paintings done like that, standing. I remember one year in Dursley when I was working on the farm, in the snow, standing outside. It was an oil, I think, a little oil. But the for oils I use an easel. I've got a very light wooden easel which my mother gave me when I was a boy. Yeah. After my mother's death, I entered the monastery at Prinknash, also Benedictine, also white. And I came from there. I was 11 years at Prinknash, and then I asked to come to Turvey, which is unusual actually. But I did, and I was given permission to come. I started the pottery. And then Brother John learned, you see, and we did the pottery together, yes. And this is the famous wheel. It was given to us by Margaret Leach, not a relative, but a pupil of Bernard Leach, one of his best pupils. And when she retired, she gave it to us. I visited her, that was in 1947, and I asked her if she would take me on. And she said, I've got an apprentice already. I can't take anybody else. But then strange things happened, because we met again and again over the years in various places. And one day she appeared here and said, "I'm retiring from pottery, I'm old now. Would you like my wheel?" The robin, I hadn't tamed him, he tamed me. I was walking along with a little bowl with the chicken food in it, and suddenly the robin sat on it. You know, he came to me. It was beautiful. I suppose I've done hundreds of watercolours, yes, hundreds of watercolours, a few oil paintings. I've given masses away. And since I've been to Turvey, I sold a few. People bought them, pencil drawings and watercolours of the village. Several people here have them. have to see, yes, this would make a painting. And it has to be something that I see like that, that I know this, I could paint that, yes. Well, I love nature. My mother taught me, my mother loved nature. And see, nature for me is a way to come to religion, Just the beauty, the awesomeness of it too. Awesome.